You're tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a comprehensive weekly look at the athletics inside the Twin Valley League. The TVL Rundown is a service of B&D Buildings in Axtell and the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf.
B&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-frame buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank. With the century of experience, you know you can count on us for convenient banking and personal service for people you know and trust. With extended hours and online banking for all your financial needs. Another reason to make the Citizens National Bank your bank.
Welcome into the TVL Rundown. Max Blaske with KNDY Radio here, joined by Jeff Wurtz as we get into the full swing of fall sports here in the Twin Valley League. Jeff, glad to have you back again this week, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Of course, we're going to talk some football later on, but let's start with the volleyball side. Kansas Volleyball's Coaches Association came out with their preseason state rankings this week, and quite a few TVL teams were able to claim a number on those rankings this year.
Definitely. We had multiple teams in the Twin Valley League with a rank and a very good rank in that. And we'll start in 2A, the Valley Heights girls, ranked number 5 in the KVA polls. Of course, a lot of up or a lot of down for the Lady Mustangs. They have the opportunity to get toward that top with some wins in the next few weeks and days. If they can creep that up, it will be a fantastic year for the folks at Valley Heights. And 1AD1, Centralia is the number 2 team in the state, while Clifton Clyde is number 7. Most people can remember last year, Centralia and Clifton Clyde were battling in a state consolation match, and I think the KVA kind of agrees that these two still have the opportunity to go a step farther this year, and I totally agree. I think they are two of the best teams in the Twin Valley League. Again, Centralia with the number 2 ranking, and Clifton Clyde, the number 7 in 1AD1. In 1AD2, it is the Hanover Lady Wildcats. After finishing up as the state runner-up last year, they are the preseason number 1 in 1AD2, so a lot of faith in the Lady Wildcats, and why not? They haven't done anything to not deserve being the number 1 team. They are ranked ahead of the team that actually defeated them in the championship last year, that being Lebo. So, again, just an incredible volleyball year this year. The state recognizing that there are some very, very good teams in the Twin Valley League volleyball scene this year.
When you made a good comment about Hanover being over Lebo, I've had the chance the last 2 years to go down there and call the Wildcats at state. And I tell you what, if those two teams match up again for year number 3 down there, that's going to be a heck of a battle. And it's become kind of a little rivalry, which I think we see a lot in the TVL, but sometimes statewide don't necessarily see all the time.
You know, every once in a while you do get a couple of teams that are statewide that, you know, you maybe look at just a little bit more on their schedule. Just, you know, looking down the road just a little bit. It's hard to look too much past your TVL opponents, but it's always a nice, interesting thing to see what that other team that maybe knocked you out last year or you gave a good run. It's always fun to see what that team is doing as well.
Preseason rankings can always set some interesting expectations going into every year. And another sport getting underway this week, too, in the TVL, Jeff, is the cross-country season. They're getting ready over in Marysville, I believe, this week.
Yes, at Marysville on Saturday. Axtell, Centralia, Donovan West, Frankfort, Hanover, and Washington County going on Saturday at the Marysville Country Club. Did want to mention, though, coming up tomorrow, actually a couple of teams going at it as well. Onega starts their season at Mission Valley, and Valley Heights goes out to Concordia. So a couple of races this week for cross-country teams. And, again, just best of luck to all of those athletes. Cross-country is a sport that just bewilders me. It takes a lot to be a cross-country athlete in the Twin Valley League.
Speaking from a little bit of experience, it's something that, I don't think most sane people wake up in the morning and want to do. But by golly, it sometimes is fun.
Well, for the people that know me, I don't think I really qualify to be a cross-country runner either, but
I'm sure we could get you going fast enough. You'd give them a run for their money.
Downhill, that'd be great.
You'd have the best closing speed in the league.
Exactly.
Speaking of closing speed, Jeff, we're kind of coming towards the end of our segment here. We're moving on into the football schedule. Coming up this week, Blue Valley is at Washington, Frankfort over at Clifton Clyde. Hanover has the tough test at El Saline, and then Axtell is over at Lynn. But a game that's going to be right here on KNDY is the Centralia at Valley Heights squad. Some 11-man action to get week one started here in the TVL. We touched on it last week, but what stands out to you or for you about this matchup?
Last year, it was a very close game, and I talked to the Valley Heights head coach just a couple of days ago. You can hear that on kndyradio.com, and I was asking him, does that mean you are looking for revenge, or is it just a new slate? And he held no punches. He said, we're looking for revenge. And that's what that game is going to be about. Centralia and Valley Heights. Max, I can't believe how lucky you are. I really can't, because that game is going to be tremendous. Valley Heights looking to get a little bit back off of Centralia after that game last year.
And what interests me, too, is over the last couple of years, similar styles, both like to run the ball, both like to play good defense. But I think what's even more interesting about this matchup is you have a decent number of kids that were on both sides of the ball for last year's contest, but a bunch of kids, too, that are new, that have never experienced the varsity field before. So you're going to see that sense of excitement, plus that sense of understanding what this contest means, too, for a Valley Heights squad that, if my numbers are right, has not beat Centralia in almost 7 years, which is a pretty amazing feat, I think, of in itself.
It is. Well, you really have a team's number if you can get them 7 straight times, and that's it is something to behold when you get these two teams on the field. Valley Heights really trying to break that streak, and I think it means a lot to the Mustangs this year.
A lot for both teams. And, of course, there is a few other exciting games. Won't be the only one there on the docket. But what's another contest that you're looking at week one, Jeff?
Well, it's hard to not pass up Clifton Clyde and Frankfort. Both of these teams, high-octane offenses and very good defenses. That one's going to light up the scoreboard. Again, it's really hard to pass up Clifton Clyde hosting Frankfort coming up on Friday.
Anyone there better be ready to do some push-ups because, like you said, I think the scoreboard numbers are going to go high.
They will. It will be a hard to break. It's hard to break a scoreboard, but if these two teams can get going, they're going to do it at Ed Buller Field.
And as we get ready for week one, Jeff, where are you going to be reporting live from?
I will be at the Axtell Lynn game, checking out the defending state champions. I want to see what the start of the season will be like for the Axtell Eagles. Of course, we know what they can do, and if they can continue their run this year, I couldn't not see this one. I think Axtell is in a good possession again this year. And, yeah, I'm just really excited to see what they can do from the jump here in 2024.
I think we're all ready to get all these fall sports season rolling. We're ready to keep this TVL rundown rolling too as well. That's going to wrap it up for us here today. We will be back next Wednesday for another edition of the TVL rundown. For Jeff Wurtz of the TVL Spotlight, this has been Max Blaske on KNDY Radio. We'll see you next week when the TVL rundown rolls back around. You've been tuned in to the TVL Rundown, a weekly comprehensive look at the athletics inside the Twin Valley League. The TVL Rundown is a service of B&D Buildings in Axtell and the Citizens National Bank in Greenleaf.